Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to finish our chapter 4.1 Business Services, in which the last topic we have to do digital payments. Let's recall what is digital payment. Digital payment is also a type of function that is done by the banking system of country. Uh, Earlier we did the primary functions, then we did the agency functions made by the banks. Today we will learn what are the digital payments made by the bank. In the toolkit 7, the meaning is given to us digital payment. It refers to conducting the different financial transactions through the electronic medium instead of using cash. I'm repeating, what are digital payments? It refers to the conducting different financial transactions through the electronic medium instead of using cash. In this type of payments, we just make the payments electronically. We make the payments digitally. No cash is to be used in that. Digital payment refers to the transaction of taking and giving cash through the electronic medium in cashless manner. If we talk of cash payment, first we have to withdraw the cash from our bank account, and only after we are able to do the giving and taking of it. Whereas through the digital payment system, and desired amount get directly transferred from one bank to another bank. The digital payment system is related to internet and electronic devices that are computer, mobiles, tablet, etc. Through this system, we can access to our bank account, whereas through the medium of internet can do any financial transactions. Besides, there are so many mobile apps. Google Pay, you find, Paytm is there. You can also make the payments through these links as well. So these are the Digital India, we can say, is a scheme that is started by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, for the different techniques of the digital payment are being launched. A Bhim app is also there. The people who don't know the use of smartphone and the internet, for them Aadhaar linked digital payment has been started. For making the digital payment, it is essential that the user should have his bank account, and account should be linked with the mobile number or the Aadhaar number. In this digital payment system, three important facts are to be taken care of. One, convenience, about the speed, reliability, and availability, charges, and safety. So please underline from one mark point of view, while having the digital payment system, what are the important facts to be taken care? The important facts to be taken care are, one is convenience, another is charges, and the third one is the safety. Now, the types of the digital payments. The digital payments are of various types. Let's see. Banking cards are there. Aadhaar enabled payment system is there. Unstructured supplementary service data is there. E-wallet is there. Unified payment interface is there. Quick response code, internet banking, and mobile banking. So these are the various types of digital payments you have. Let's start with the banking card. Banking card. It's a plastic card. They are used by the different bank to their account holder for making the digital payment. Some cards are linked with the bank account of the card holder. These cards have the name of the card holder, name of the issuer, and a unique card number printed on it. Besides, there is a magnetic strip fixed on it which has the information of linked account in it. By using these cards, the card holder can be easily and safely make any payment, namely payment for the goods purchased from a shop, for a goods purchased through the medium of internet. In the use of these cards for making the safe payments, two factors are authentication is made available. That is, one is your PIN and another is your OTP. I hope while doing having the online shopping, you people are well aware about this PIN and OTP. If you have not used, please do online shopping or any of the transaction, do with the small denomination and have an experience of that. PIN means the personal identification number and OTP is one-time password. PIN is given by the bank at the time of issuing the card and OTP is displayed on the registered mobile number of the card holder during the transaction. Whenever you do any transaction, first of all, a PIN is to be entered and after putting the PIN or entering the PIN and details of the transaction, one OTP will you get in the messages in your mobile phone. And after entering that OTP, the transaction can be made only. The use of these cards can be made everywhere, whether it is POS, means point of sale machine, ATMs, micro ATMs, as well as for online transaction. These cards are of two types. One is debit card, another is credit card. You can see the banking cards pictures are given over here. Credit card is also there, platinum cards are also there, Visa card is, business check card are also there. So these are the plastic cards. Let's see what are the meaning of business banking cards are given over here in the toolkit. They are the plastic card issued by the banks to the account holder. They contain magnetic strip and are linked with the bank account of the card holder. They are used for making the digital payments. So cards are also of two types. Debit cards are there and credit cards are there. The brief information about them is following. Debit card. The debit card is directly linked with our bank account. By using this card, the desired amount gets transferred from the bank account to bank account of receiver. This card is like the prepaid SIM card that is that only the payment of much amount can be made by the debit card as such amount is there in our bank account. In the layman words, I can explain you the debit card is that type of card. Whatever the money you have in that account, you can spend up to that limit. But in case of credit card, a credit facility is to be provided to the card holder. If you don't have any money in that credit card, doesn't matter. You spend the money first and you have to deposit it. That money after a specific period given by the bank. The time limit will be provided to you and during that time limit you have to deposit that money in your bank account after spending from the card. And these cards are the plastic money in itself because these are made of plastic. With the help of these cards you can make the payments very easily. So first we have done, let's recall, it's banking card, the first type of digital payment, and cards are of two types. One is debit card, another is credit card. Next is Aadhaar enabled payment system. Yes, if you don't have cards, then you can make the payment on the basis of Aadhaar link. It is refers to the method of the digital payment under which by using the Aadhaar number and fingerprints, it becomes possible to do the financial transaction. AEPS is such a digital payment system under which the user can do financial transaction by presenting his Aadhaar number and fingerprints. The user can use the facility only when his bank account is linked with the Aadhaar card. Please underline, this is the important thing, that the AEPS can be used only with the help then bank account is linked with the Aadhaar card. The use of this facility is mainly done for the following: balance inquiry, cash deposit, cash withdrawal, Aadhaar to Aadhaar fund transfer. In order to give the facility, government has provided micro ATM. These may be placed or fixed at different sales centers, and these can also be taken to remote areas by the authorized bank officer. This scheme was launched by the authorized bank launched by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on 1st April 14, on April 14, 2017, on 26th birth anniversary of Bhim Rao Ambedkar. Please underline, please mark on which date the scheme has been launched of Aadhaar enabled payment system. The Aadhaar enabled payment system scheme has been launched on April 14, 2017 on 126th birth anniversary of Bhimrao Ambedkar. Now, what is the process to use AEPS? The process is, first of all, the entry of Aadhaar number by the user in the micro ATM, then typing of the type of the transaction that you want, whether you want to have the balance inquiry or the cash withdrawal, choosing the bank in which is linked with Aadhaar, entry of the value of transaction, scanning the fingerprints or iris for authentication of the transaction, receiving of transaction slip after the transaction is completed. In this way, our process is to be done. Moreover, we can just have a look on the process with the help of this flowchart. As per the flowchart, the first step is go to the micro ATM, then provide your Aadhaar number and bank name, then choose which transaction to do, then provide fingerprints, then successful transaction on printed slip. In this way, these are the key steps of AEPS. Now see, what are the advantages of AEPS and conditions are to make AEPS. The main advantage of AEPS are the following. Use of biometric authentication. It is the safest digital payment system. In the remote areas where the banks are not easily available, the people do not know how the use of internet. It is very useful and helpful. The user does not require any mobile internet, debit or credit card to use this system. So this is very much helpful for those users who don't have the mobile or the internet or the debit or credit card. Now, what are the conditions to use AEPS? The main conditions are the bank account should be linked with Aadhaar. This is the foremost condition. For the fund transfer and bank account, the both users should be linked with Aadhaar. Different bank accounts should be linked with one Aadhaar, but only one account of a specific bank selected by the users will be linked. So this is all about AEPS. The next is type of digital payment, that is unstructured supplementary services data, USSD. USSD is such a digital service through the medium of which it is possible to do the banking transaction in India even without the internet and smartphone. The use of USSD can be done with any mobile of basic feature. To take the advantage of this facility, the mobile number of the user must be linked or registered with the bank account. By dialing 99 star 99 hash with his registered mobile number, with the help of menu displays on the screen, the user can perform the transaction like the balance inquiry or the fund transfer. To transfer funds from one account to another account, the user required to receive the registered mobile number and mobile receivers registered mobile number and mobile money identifier. That is, mobile money identifier means MMID. For the authentication of the transaction, the use of MPIN means mobile banking personal identification number is to be used. And MPIN and MMID are given to the users by the bank at the time of registering his mobile number. If the user wants, he change the MPIN by the USSD. So what is the meaning of USSD here? It refers to the method of the digital payment through which a user can do the financial transaction with the mobile, having the basic features by getting it linked with his bank account. I'm repeating, it refers to the method of the digital payment through which a user can do the financial transaction with the mobile, having the basic features by getting it linked with his bank account. Now let's see what is the process to USSD. It is also given over here in a flowchart. Dial star 99 hash from your phone, enter your bank name, select transaction type, enter beneficiary's mobile number and MMID, enter the amount to be transferred, enter your MPIN, and transaction will be completed. So these are the key steps for the USSD transaction. Now e-wallet. E-wallet is also a good medium for keeping the currency in the digital form. Just as we keep our cash in the physical form in the purse, similarly, e-wallet is an electronic purse in which cash is stored in the electronic form. In order to do any financial transaction, we use the e-wallet on our smartphone on computer. In order to do the financial transaction with the e-wallet, first it has to be loaded with the money. In order to load it with money, the user has to link his debit card, credit card with it. Besides, by using the net banking, the money can be directly transferred to it from the bank account. E-wallet is an app or the software which the user downloads in his smartphone, laptop, tablet, etc. Most of the banks, the private companies have their own e-wallet app available, namely Paytm, Mobikwik, Airtel Money, Axis Bank Lime, ICICI Pockets, etc. The users can download any of the apps and can do all the banking transactions like the balance inquiry, check transaction history, accept money, pay money, etc. by loading this app. Now, what is the process of e-wallet? Let's see. It is given in the flowchart as well as detailed step by step. Download the e-wallet app first. Make your e-wallet ID by entering your mobile number in the option sign up. Load the e-wallet with money. Make the payments by using the beneficiary's mobile number or e-wallet ID. In this way, the money will get transferred into receiver's e-wallet. The e-wallet process can be understood by the help of following diagram or flowchart, you can say. Download the e-wallet app on the smartphone or laptop or tablet. Sign up, creating ID, load money using debit and credit card or net banking, and start using wallet to pay or whether accept the money. This is all about e-wallet. Next, let's do unit payment interface, UPI. UPI is a mobile-based application software by using which anywhere and anytime funds can be transferred between different bank accounts. The following main different financial transactions can be done by it. Payments of good purchase can be done, payment of taxi fare can be done, payment of movie ticket, payment of air ticket, mobile recharge, balance inquiry, check transaction history, and change of MPIN. In order to use this facility of UPI, the user has to download the UPI app in his smartphone. Most of the banks in India, 29 so far we can say, have their own UPI app available. Besides, the government also has launched its app BHIM. BHIM means Bharat Interface for Money. In normal mobile banking, in order to transfer the funds, we require the many information about the beneficiaries' bank accounts, such as bank account number, bank name, IFSC code, etc. But under the UPI system, only on the basis of the virtual ID without banking details, funds can be transferred as well. Under the UPI, the virtual ID of the user is created, which is known as the virtual payment address. It is like the email ID only, namely Rohit@Axis Bank. In order to transfer funds, the information about the virtual ID of both of the parties, the user and the receiver, is essential. So UPI is also another type of digital payment. Let's see the process. The process of UPI for registration: download the app first, choose the unique virtual ID, select your bank, give your account details, and set your MPIN for validating transaction. These are the steps for the registration. Now let's see how the money can be sent through UPI. Means how it is to be done. Choose the send money option in UPI app, then enter pay VPA, means virtual ID, enter the amount, and if you have multiple VPA, choose one which you want to debit. Confirm the details and enter your remarks, and click on send. Let's see what are the advantages of UPI. The advantages of UPI are, these are available 24/7. All the bank account can be linked with the help of same UPI app. By using the virtual ID and complete bank details remain confidential. The sixth type of digital payment is quick response code, QR code. Many times you have seen on many of the articles or the products, the QR code is out there. QR code on a point of sale and merchant outlet is the easiest medium of the self-payment. The QR code is such a pattern of the black and white squares. You ever seen those black and white squares? As contains the detail of the merchant bank account secretly. The user can transfer the desired amount into the receiver's bank account by scanning the pattern in his smartphone. Most of the bank have their mobile app which has the QR code option for making the payment. So let's in the toolkit 13 read the meaning again of QR code. It is refers to the method of digital payment under which the user make the payment by scanning in his smartphone the specific pattern which contains the detail of the merchant bank account and stepped by the merchant on point of sale. Let's see what is the process of QR code. How can it be generated? It can be generated with the help of following process. Number one, download the bank mobile app or UPI. Number two, then take the second step by linking the bank account with the app. Third step, generating the QR code with the option available in the app. Fourth, taking the print of QR code and sticking it on the payment counter. Now the consumer can make the payment by scanning that QR code sticker. See how the flowchart can be maintained for the process to generate the QR code. Download the mobile app, link it to the bank account, generate QR code, take print, stick it to payment counter or anywhere. Now the process of making payment through QR code. The opening of bank account or bank app by the customer in the mobile. Clicking on the option scan QR code or scan and pay. Typing the pre-deciding PIN, personal identification number on the mobile app after entering the payment amount. After the authentication, the decided amount will automatically get transferred from the customer's account and the merchant into merchant account. The above process can be understood by the help of following diagram. Open the bank's app or UPI on smartphone. Tap the option QR code or scan and pay. Scan merchant QR code with camera. Enter amount of payment and remarks. Enter PIN for authentication and money transfer. So these are the key steps for making the payment through QR code. The next one is our internet banking. Internet banking is such a method of the digital payment under which a customer can do different financial transactions through the medium of bank website. The main transaction to be done through this system are the following: to know the detail of the transaction, to transfer the funds, to make payments of different bills, to send the request for the checkbook, to know the details of TDS, to open an FD or RD account, to make payments of the credit card. In this way, there are various uses of the internet banking. Facility of internet banking nowadays is automatically provided by the banks when the account is opened. We can also request to the bank for it. In the internet banking, after the registration, bank provide the customer with a login, ID and password. Certain banks also provide two passwords instead of one, namely login password and transaction password. A login password is meant for login net banking, and after login in that the customer can see the detail of his bank account. The use of transaction password is made for transferring the funds through NEFT that we studied yesterday, learned yesterday, NEFT, RTGS, IMPS. Besides, for the safety, and OTP means one-time password is also sent to the registered mobile number. It is valid only for one transaction. This is your internet banking. Next is our mobile banking. We can do the banking with the help of mobile as well. Banking mobile facility is also provided by the bank and the other financial institution in which the users can do the financial transaction on their mobile devices, namely smartphone, tablet, iPad, iPod, etc. To do this, a special software is used known as app. All the banks and other financial institutions have their own app generated by downloading, which on our mobile device can use this facility. The main facility on the mobile app are AC balance inquiry, check status inquiry, checkbook request, fund transfer between accounts, bill payments, and minimum balance alert. After downloading the app, we have to get our bank account registered, and along with it, for authentication, one MPIN means mobile banking personal identity number has to be decided. After this, by using the MPIN, all the above transaction can be done through mobile app. Now, what is the difference between UPI app and mobile banking? See, every bank has a separate mobile app, but in UPI app, the virtual ID of several banks can be generated at the same time. On the one side, mobile app is made for the normal transaction, while the UPI app is generated for transferring the fund with a fast speed. To make the payment with the mobile app, we need the bank details of the pay, but with the UPI app, a fund get transferred only by using the virtual ID. So in this way, this difference is between UPI app and mobile banking. Let's recall what we have done. We have done different types of digital payments, their process, the condition where they apply. We have done the flow chart of the process, steps of the process we have done, and types of digital payments we have done altogether. These are 8 types. So these are the various types of the digital payment. You just come to know that what is the meaning of that particular digital payment type, what is the process, how the steps of the process are to be dealt to do any transaction, what is a flow chart to show the process, what are the conditions, what are the advantages of these type of payments. And at the end, we have done the difference between the UPI app as well as the mobile banking. This is all about the digital payments that are made by the bank. It is the one of the most important function made by the bank nowadays. So now I request sir to allow the students and unmute them to discuss.